Hey everyone, it's Penberthy here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Listen, if you're in a position where you're trying to get more leads and customers into your business, you're not getting the kind of revenue that you're desiring. Listen, we all know that we need a sales funnel, right? We need a process that we can take someone through and turn them from a complete stranger to someone who wants to hand you some money for whatever the products and services is that you're selling, right? But that customer journey, so many people in the industry just wildly overcomplicate. And there's one very simple, what I call the 3-page forgotten funnel that has been responsible for a huge amount of revenue inside of my different companies and products that I'm promoting. And it literally takes 3 simple steps. And I'm gonna walk you through that process right now in today's video. So real quick, if you're new to the channel, firstly, my name's Penberthy. Great to have you here. I teach business owners and entrepreneurs how to go out there and generate more traffic, get more leads, and produce more sales in their businesses with various different tactics that we talk about. If you'd love to learn more about how I can help you in greater detail, there's a link in the description box and also the top comment to a free online training that I have that will go into excruciating detail on this stuff. So I'd love to have you in that. But in today's topic, like I mentioned, we're gonna go into this. The 3-page forgotten funnel that floods my business with new customers every single day on autopilot. And what I've been realizing as I've I've been teaching entrepreneurs and business owners now for 7 or 8 years. And one common theme that I see is that people wildly overcomplicate this whole thing. Right? They got crazy sales funnels with 20,000 different steps, and it's causing you to have to think about so much, and it's taking your eye off the ball, right? If you stop focusing on 20, 30 different things and just focus on a couple things and do it really well, that's what scales a company. That's what grows the sales of your products and services. And so I want to dive into this here real quick, because this is kind of where people get to. Even those that have realized the importance of building an audience and building an email list and generating leads, this is like the process. It's like, okay, great, you've got your offer that you're looking to sell, whether it's a product, service, whatever it is. That's what's gonna hopefully get you some revenue, right? We're gonna slap a capture page on the front end. So we're gonna start generating some leads, we're gonna get some traffic. And so hopefully that traffic's gonna come in, opt in to our list, and they're gonna hopefully buy the products and service. So we're good to go, right? This is the point where we're good. Well, actually, we're not. This is a really, really bad idea. If you literally go from sending traffic to a capture page, and from the capture page, just instantly hearing about your offer, conversions are gonna be low because they haven't had any kind of indoctrination, no value yet has been given. You have to work really hard to sell them because there is a lacking in the indoctrination phase. And ultimately, you'll come across as a sleazy salesperson because it literally is, they've seen you online, they've seen an ad, they opt in, and immediately something's being slapped in their face, something to buy, right? This isn't the way to do it. Now, the 3-step forgotten funnel that I'm gonna be talking about here today, 2 steps are already here. You do need to have a good offer, okay? And you do need to have a lead capture process in the very beginning, but there's a piece missing in the middle, and it's this. We need to bridge the gap. We need to bridge the gap between someone opting in to our list, opting into our world, becoming a lead, and we have to bridge the gap between them hearing about the offer so that we don't come across as just all salesy and we can actually provide some value. And so think about this, with traditional sales and going from just advertisement to buying a product, it's all about getting the sale. There's no value given. It's sleazy, it's outdated, and it's slowly dying out. The new wave of effective marketing is by leading with value and building a relationship first with the prospect and then taking them through the process. And so what I like to do in this bridge is give them something to where they can have a light bulb moment, or something goes off in their brain to where they either really resonate and relate to me and they feel like, oh man, this Penberthy dude really understands me. And that is value in and of itself because they feel like this person has taken the time to get in their head and understand them. Or it could be something where you just teach them a little something. Give them a couple of tips about your industry, about your topic, whatever it is that makes them go, oh man, that was actually really, really cool stuff. I've got some light bulbs going off in my head. That was really cool. Yeah, I want to hear about what they've got going on. This is how we kind of bridge the gap, and we're going to talk a bit more about how this actually works out. So for me, I like to do little training videos. If someone opts in for my list, then I'm going to go ahead and give them a 10, 15, 20-minute training that just talks about that topic, provides some value, And essentially, it's a really nice transition because I'll say, hey, if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to learn more about this kind of stuff, I do have a more advanced training, or I do have a product that can help, or I do have a service that you might be interested in. Click the link and pop on over and you can see what I've got going on. The process feels very natural and it feels really, really nice. Like, think about what I'm doing right now. Like, this whole point of this YouTube channel and what we've got going on here and putting out all of this training, or maybe you're seeing this on Facebook, like, we're putting this out online and I'm playing the long game. I want to provide value to you in the form of these videos because I'm assuming that at some point you'll circle back round and maybe you'll join one of our programs or you'll join my coaching program or whatever it is. Like, that's a conversation we can have later. So I'm even demonstrating this now just kind of outside the context of a sales process, but it's the same thing, right? So let's use an example. Let's say we're looking for a personal trainer, right? Let's say you're in the gym, you're working out on one of the machines, and you're doing something slightly incorrectly, and personal trainer, option one, comes up to you and he says, hey dude, look, you're doing that completely wrong. You need my help. I've got some availability coming up here real quick, but you better be quick because I'm almost fully booked. Blah 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 blah. That's option one. Option two is a dude who's just very helpful and supportive. Someone comes up and says, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm one of the personal trainers here in the gym. I just happened to notice you were doing that exercise and you were doing it like this. And just wanted you to know that if you hold the bar like this, or if you have a different grip, it's actually going to activate some different muscles and it'll actually, it'll make the exercise more effective. Anyway, listen, in case that was helpful, I am one of the PTs here. If you'd like any, if you'd like to become a client, I am about, you can come and grab me, right? Like, which one wins your business? The one that was just friendly and approach and led with value, or the one that was just salesy and just throwing it down your throat? It's obviously option two. Right? And so we need to make that decision ourselves as to like which one we're going to be like. It sounds like a far easier way to sell online and to build a business, right? So we as marketers, entrepreneurs and business owners, we have a decision to make. Are we going to be option one or option two? Now for me, I think option two not only feels better, but it actually converts much higher anyway. So here's the deal. We're looking to give something away for value in that little middle piece to provide a bridge, right? So here's what we're looking at. Like, you might be thinking, well, what could you give away? Right? Like, this is one of the biggest things that I talked through with my coaching students. They go, right, I understand this process, John. I know I need to create this bridge, but like, what on earth could I give away of value? I don't really understand how that process looks. Well, here's a few suggestions. Number one, you could give away some quick tips. Okay, if you've got, let's say you're selling a dog training course. Maybe you could just teach them one or two tips as to how to start to get their dog's attention, how to start to get their dog's engagement with them, and give them something to where they can see some quick results, right? And then the call to action can be, hey, if you enjoyed these quick tips, I do have a course. Same thing in any industry. Let's say you're in the weight loss industry. You could teach someone how to do one specific exercise. And say, hey, if you found that helpful, I do have a full course that teaches the 20 different exercises that you need. And if you use them in collaboration, it's a weight loss, a weight shredding machine, right? So they're going to come through and grab that. If it's marketing, I'm going to teach you a little bit about marketing, and then I'm going to offer you. So it's just giving a few quick tips, okay? Providing some value that way. Another way is telling stories. Maybe you've heard the phrase, facts tell, stories sell. You don't just want to tell people about the facts and features of your business, you want to tell stories throughout. So if you can tell a story that emotionally compels someone and engages someone, that's going to work really well as a bridge as well. Sharing past experiences. Okay, if you're in the weight loss industry, and let's say you have your own little weight loss, journey, the reason you're passionate about helping people now is because you went through a journey like that yourself, then you're going to share that experience, share that story. Okay, and by sharing your experience, you're going to be able to relate to the audience, they're going to feel connected to you, and that's going to work well as a bridge, okay? Something else is recycling information from Google or anywhere else. Like, I find this topic really interesting because when someone comes to me and says, John, I have no idea what I could use for content, I'm like, you do realize literally almost everything in this world is just recycled information. There are a handful of genuine geniuses on this planet that are actually going out there and figuring out new stuff. But like for 99.99999% of the population, we're just recycling information. We heard something from someone that we're like, that's a cool fact, and we passed that on. Or we learned something about, training our body or about nutrition, and we learned it from someone else. And then we implemented it, went, oh, that was pretty cool. Then you pass that information on. Like, everything is just recycled information. So if you want something to offer your audience, it doesn't even have to be something that you've come up with in your head. It can just be something that you know is a valuable piece of content that you can pass on to someone. Even though you didn't first come up with it, it's still you passing that on, right? Like, think about it, if you're hanging out in the pub with some friends of yours and one of them just throws out this awesome fact and you're like, man, that was pretty darn cool. You're not thinking, well, where did he learn that? And I bet, like, you're just thinking, oh, Jake's pretty cool for telling me that fact, that was awesome. All right, so that's why you gotta think about this. So you can find some stuff on Google and just share that with your audience, that provides value. And finally, you can splinter from an affiliate product or your own product. So let's say you sell, I don't know, let's say you're promoting an affiliate product, so it's not even your own product. You can just go through that course, find a couple of things that were in that course that were really cool, and you could share that. And the transition is then perfect. You say, hey, if you found this helpful, I actually learnt this in a course that's called XYZ. I'll leave a link below and you can check it out. All right, so that works really well too. So there's a few examples of what you can give away as that bridge. And this is the 3-step forgotten funnel. Like, people understand about lead generation, people understand about what you've got to have something to sell, but it's this missing piece in the middle. It's putting something together, a free training or something in written form if you don't even want to be on camera, but something in the middle, the middle step, the second step that provides value and gets them across the line. So I mentioned problem number 1. Problem number 2 is that people wildly overcomplicate this whole sales funnel malarkey. So even these 3 steps, they think, oh, surely I've got to bolt on some other stuff. And maybe you've seen sales funnels like this. You have upsells, downsells, cross sales, all this kind of stuff going on, exit bumps, all this different stuff. And this is my confession, I tried it. This is literally my whiteboard in my office where my team came in early one morning and saw that I'd mapped this thing out. And I was saying, look, we're going to build this monster funnel. If someone, goes to this page but doesn't buy, we're going to send them this email. And if they open that email, then they're going to go to this page. If they don't open that email, but they open the next day's email, they'll go to another page. Like, I had this massive thing mapped out. And guess what? It didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is because I took my eye off the ball. Like, I'm not focusing and doubling down on just a couple of key steps and giving that my all. I was spreading my attention, spreading my energy across all of these different steps, and then nothing was really getting the bulk of my attention. And also, what you got to understand is, inside of a sales funnel, the more pages and the deeper someone goes into your funnel, the more drop off you have. Right? If you have 100 people that opt in for your email list, by the second or third or fourth email, you're only getting a 20 or 30% open rate. Maybe 40 if you're doing incredibly well. So, like, majority of your audience is dropping off. So why would you spend the majority of your time mapping out all of this stuff where actually most people have dropped off by that point? Okay? You've got to focus on the first 1, 2, or 3 pages in this case that actually matter. Put your time and attention there, and that's what's going to get you some phenomenal results, right? And this is why you probably feel stuck right now, because you're here on YouTube, right? Or you're here on Facebook, and you're looking at these videos, you're watching my stuff because you're trying to find the answer, because you feel stuck. And one of the reasons you feel stuck is because everyone's preaching this stuff to you. You've got to have a huge, flipping sales funnel that has all the bells and whistles, and you've got to spend 6 months creating it. Flipping heck. We don't have 6 months to go and get a customer. We need customers now. So we've got to keep it simple. All right, so that's why this is the answer. And what's really cool about this is all of the buyer demand is actually created right here on the second step. So I've put a nice little image there of someone fanning some money, okay? Because I've got some serious graphic design skills here. So this is where the buyer demand actually happens. Like, yes, this is the offer page. This is where you actually tell them what you've got and how much it is. But someone is deciding whether or not they want to spend money with you or that they want to do something with you, at the value step, when you're providing that. Like, if I could be so bold, you're watching this video right now, and for some of you, you're already thinking, this John Penberthy dude's pretty cool. I like what he teaches. I'm probably going to go and search out what products he's got and see if I want to join one. Right? Like, some of you are already thinking that. That's not just a coincidence. That's because this is how this process works. Provide value up front, and people will already get into a buyer mentality before they ever even hear what you've got.
Shut up and take my money.
Okay, so you've got to keep this stuff in mind. And just to confirm that this stuff works, this is literally the very screenshots of a funnel that I used. It was a 3-step funnel. I used it in the network marketing industry, made almost $500,000, $500,000 with literally 3 steps in this funnel. Capture their details, indoctrinate them with training, and then take them to the sales page. Okay, that was a $47 per month program, and we did about $500,000 worth. This funnel here that made me around about $250,000, and the same process, right? They're opting in for some training, giving them a bunch of cool stuff here, and then telling them about the offer, and that was around about $500, $497, and we did $250,000 on that thing. Like, this is the process. This is the 3-step thing. Now, some of you who know my stuff, you know that I also love webinar funnels, and I love a bunch of other stuff. So don't get me wrong, this isn't the only funnel that you can use. But for most of you that are feeling stuck and you just need to get some momentum, get the wheels turning, you have to keep things simple. And this is probably the place that you should start. All right. So anyway, with that, I hope this was helpful for you. And if it was, do me a favor, hit the like button and scroll down, leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. Let me know what was, one of your biggest takeaways here from this video. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future videos. And also, if you'd like to learn more about this process, I do have an extended training that will take you through this. It's about 90 minutes long. It's absolutely free. I think you'll love it. There's a link in the description box and also in the in the top comment here, and you can sign up for that absolutely free. And that's pretty much it. All right. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you in a future one.